kill you, but you can bring your friends. You can press Destiny, and it makes it very difficult for Akali to play in these team fights. And BDD so far, I think 2-0 on the TF this season.
Yeah, he has, well, you know, the Twisted Fate, it's kind of a BDD exclusive. He is 2-0, he's the only one who's played it. Reveals the Akali, great in this matchup. And then you can play around the Vi and Leona almost the exact same way you did in the last game, but with your mid laner, you know, adding some extra power to that. Instead of the Lee Sin, you're going to have Twisted Fate and Vi. You could have the setup CC, you could chain that together. It's not the LeBlanc, which is a little bit, you know, more execution-based and how much vision you have, whereas Twisted Fate can warp anywhere with the Destiny Gate and can just point-and-click stun.
The deciding game between Gen.G and KT. Last time we were in this position, it was KT that were able to walk away with a win, but it was also the team that won game number 2 that came away with a win. This time, that team is Gen.G.
Bottom side, 4-man group up onto, we're like, yeah, it's going to be pushing in for the Caitlyn and the Heimerdinger into this Leona. The early part of this lane can definitely go KT's way if played correctly, and we could see even at level 3, if that all-in gets a flash, gets a cleanse, you know, maybe KT have a little bit more agency down there with Cuz. So not a default loss by any means because of this Twisted Fate pick that allows them that great level 1.
Yeah, we'll see how BDD is going to be able to do here. Is stacking the deck already. Hasn't got his wild cards and does finally get it. Immediately throwing a red card at Chovy. There's a flash. All right, Lehen's wanting to win this at level 1. That's dangerous, as they are going to be able to walk it back. Doesn't even have Eclipse yet. He's already flashing for a Zenith Blade.
Just a completely different approach to the game. We haven't really seen any team shake the meta up like this, besides T1 obviously, but they made the meta. As Land is just walking at this.
All right, well, he's going to press his Eclipse button and then he's dead. That is first blood going over to Gen.G, and I'm not entirely sure what the plan was.
Yeah, if you don't get hit by the grenade, you might have an extra amount of damage there, but he didn't have Ignite either. It just came, you could try to set up a dive, you could try to crack the brick wall that is Mike Asante again in this game, and you're just not going to do it. Like, the Camille did nothing, the Renekton is doing nothing, and they gave this pick over, and we were concerned about it as to light no flash.
Yeah, and here's the Vault Breaker as traps are put in place, and you can see Cuz doesn't really want too much as Pays chasing after Lehens, and he will be able to just grab the kill. That is first blood once again. And, oh man, sorry, second blood, but the first one was also onto Lehens.
Yeah, and this time, like last time, Lehen's, the play was a little bit shaky. You know, there were definitely some concerns.
Number 2 that we're talking about at this stage. Like, BDD has to do something to start moving this game forward. You have so much control and power as this pick, and it's Gen.G that are running the map. Once again, Keen is going to be taken down so low. They're going to dive him. There's the Cyclone to secure it, as now Chovy trying to escape from aiming, and he does so very comfortably.
And the way this draft works for KT is you pick either top or bottom, and you try to snowball it. And I think KT are trying to do too much at once. And I think a lot of that has been aiming in Lehens, where Cuz is just seeing, okay, opportunity after opportunity here on the bottom side. I'm going to look for more Zenith Blades. It's aiming chunked out here.
I can't see the urgency from KT. They're playing scared. It's like Cuz doesn't want to have a repeat of what he had in game number 2, where he just kept getting picked off as Lehens, once again, the only one really forward on the map here, as he has to walk through all of these traps, gets to a brush, but that is not going to be safety. Sidestepping quite nicely, some alcove gaming, but guys, he's still going to be dead. Oh, that was a cute idea. You saw what he was planning there. Still dead.
Yeah, Gen.G here going to take a Drake with this. It's Lehens' 3rd death. I mean, he's trying to be aggressive. That is the game plan, but you've lost your window to do so now, and no one's there with you. And the first play, again, a little bit questionable. The next 2, definitely questionable.
Well, there's the heal, as BDD moving towards his jungler. Gold card going to be locked in. Doran going to be stunned up for a moment. Keen moves over. Looks like KT will be able to collect themselves this Rift Herald.
Yeah, but it's second Herald here. Nothing they could do. Try the Zenith Blade this.
Yeah.
This is going to be backflipping and perfect executioning through these team fights. And second Herald here, not even going to get the turret here unless they set up a dive. Cuz is trying to wrap around, but he's seen.
Well, in comes Gen.G. Here's the pincer as they dive forward. Chovy inside the Shroud. The Destiny's going to be there, but he just gets himself out. Peanut. Cyclone has a lot of value, but I think he's still going to go down as Keen grabs that kill. Aiming's also dead, though. Cease and desist. Going to be used onto the Cassante. They managed to pick him up as now Lahan's diving forward.
Okay.
Chovy in trouble is now Cuz. Can he charge the Vault Breaker? He does. There is this double kill for the KT jungler, and they come alive. Welcome to the game, KT.
Well, I mean, it's certainly going to help. I don't think this alone is enough, but they're going to be able to get a turret out of this.
Control wards there as well. And now the Drake's going to get started. On vision here from KT, as they found Chovy on the flank. He immediately goes golden. There's the Destiny, as we have a teleport in towards his backline as well. Chovy able to dash his way out. Cyclone's decent, but there's not a lot of follow-up. Cease and Assist comes in. Chovy going to be taken down early, and the Varus also executes the Wukong. They do manage to get onto the Caitlyn, and KT, they'll find their fourth in the fight as well.
Oh, I cannot
and with
believe
the
it.
double kill for BDD.
I cannot believe it. They're actually maybe going to pull this off.
All right, Doran going to try and come in towards... I'm also a little bit worried, man. I'm worried about giving away a Hextech Drake, slowing down that potential snowball. But if you're taking a Baron because of it, you're feeling pretty good. As now Cuz has found Delight in his own jungle. He puts down a really big turret, but it's not going to be enough to defend him. As now Doran diving on top of Cuz. Cuz is going to try and get him into the team. Now that flash was actually really cute. As now Doran has to get himself over the wall. The traps come in. Pace is going to be able to defend his top laner. But still, that was dicey, and now this inner turret isn't going to be defended. KT pushing once again. T's side, and they want to play side lanes as well.
Yeah, and KT, Atlas, if KT actually didn't get that Baron and didn't get that map control for just one moment, like, I think Gen G have enough control to actually do this. But because KT have, like, 10% more control, they can start it. Oh!
There's the cease and desist as Chovy could be caught out. Does go golden. That's going to help mitigate it. As BDD does exactly the same thing. Solar Flare is fantastic. As, oh my god, the stuns are huge, but it's not enough to actually finish anyone off. And Keen is going to die. KT, they shot their shot, but it wasn't quite enough.
It was not, but doing a ton of damage here is going to force Gen G to back, so they could still hold these choke points here. Keen does have teleport when he spawns, so all KT need to do is continue to poke here on these chokes. Actually going to commit a teleport here. Doran is, they're not going to give him that time. If KT could buy 30 more seconds here, they could definitely win a fight.
Yeah, Doran just looking to try and clear out vision where he can. Lens is over here. They know that they're going to get here first.
This game is wild, Atlas. Like,
yeah,
this
it is
just
on
like,
a knife's edge.
It is so much like 1-1 team fight and the game is over either way. So you just really don't want to mess this up, and you could feel the nerves of these two teams. As the engage is good here, but unfortunately Chovy, he's a collie, he has stopwatch, he can get out of here super easily, and then Doran turns this beautifully, and it's a pick onto Keen, one of the more critical members of this team to hold Baron. But Gen G aren't able to start Baron up before he respawns, so now he's back.
And now it's the classic conundrum of, do we try and get Soul Point, or do we try to get set up around the Baron for Chovy? He can do that again next time a season comes in.
Just going to give this up, Gen G. Where's your game plan here? Split pushing a Akali isn't good enough. Is they're going to find Delight?
Yeah. Oh, the wildcards do go a little bit wide. That's fine. Delight going to survive it for now, and KT just making sure that they can secure the Drake. They will be able to do so. That is Soul Point now picked up for them.
This is game. And now Delight has to back, but KT are like, we're back to that Baron game again, huh? You know, yeah. I can't start this just yet, but...
I mean, it still is KT that has to be the team making the moves, right? And yes, getting themselves one step closer to Hextech Soul, and Soul Point definitely being a fantastic thing to have. That is good news, but slowly but surely, Paze is going to get towards maximum items and then can stand from really far away and kill everyone.
Now, if this is played front to back with Doran pulling the trigger and the Wukong flash engage, because Peanut is holding this flash, he's had this flash for a while, if you actually get to start the fight, it's so easy as Gen G. But if you don't get to, that's when it gets hard, because if Paze or Chovy gets point-click set up by BDD, by, you know, aiming basically, and the Vi, one of those carries is down, you can win that fight, the longer fight. You have so much good follow-up damage that, like, it almost doesn't matter how many items Caitlyn gets. It's about, like, how long she lives in the fight. Does she live or does she die? The same with the Akali. And so, like, yeah, Chovy is up, you know, 80 CS. But that doesn't matter as much as unless, you know, he can actually do damage in the fight, unless he doesn't get deleted instantly because they have focused him down so well.
And I think all of that money going into Azonia's is certainly one of the solutions that he does have. We saw that be so valuable the last time they fought. Cuz is going to be able to pick up his Dead Man's Plate. That is going to be item number 3, as well as having that stopwatch on top of it. Stopwatch check. BDD doesn't have his anymore, and so that is dangerous. Aiming also without one. If Chovy gets into that backline, it is now going to be real dicey for KT.
I mean, Gen.G will forever be criticized for this loss if they just let KT take this Hextech Soul. Because the Hextech Soul is basically checkmate if KT actually get it. So Gen.G need to do something before then. They can't actually just sit back and wait for 3 more minutes and be like, Chovy's farming, because you need a fight. You need a win, a decisive win.
Well, they are fighting. There's a flash. Solar Flare is okay. BDD just going to pick it up. The rockets from the grave come in, and now a teleport is being set up. Immediately, Chovy goes into the Zhonya's, but doesn't now have that for the next fight. Destiny comes in. Gen.G 4 versus 5 have to contend. This is BDD gets himself over to the side, but now at least the Destiny gate has worn off. Chovy can now play the game as the gold card comes in, but he's immediately going to die. They're in a choke point against this Varus. And Peanut is having to run this one out. He'll try to get away, but he won't be able to. Warrior Trickster comes in. Gold card says no, and it's a double kill for BDD.
AT gonna do it again. Atlas here taking another 2-1 over Gen.G. Way too long of the death timers. And Gen.G, they waited. Eventually they decided we've got to go in. Delight gets caught. Teleport from Chovy. He instantly has to stopwatch, and Delight used the first to die.
Goodness.
And the last to die the second time. The KT ROLSTER, they pull it off, but man, was this game tense. It was slow, it was patient, it was the Tortoises League of Legends, but you know what? You catch Delight there, Chovy commits to the TP, and the instant follow-up is there. He has to stopwatch, which means he cannot do anything in the fight. And it doesn't matter how much side laning he does, how much CS he has, and how many items he and FaZe have if KT just delete you before the fight starts. And they had to be patient, but they also eventually had to fight, right? Which is what I was leading into. Like, if Gen.G do nothing and lose that soul, they will always be criticized for being a passive team, but if you actually